P5, the 5 secrets to winning proposal. P5. P5, 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 P5. Your millions are waiting for you tonight. You're going to write that proposal. P5, P5, P5. Doubt's going to creep into your head, but you got to push it out. P5, 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 P5. To talk about the second P, I'm going to bring one of my mentors in the proposal business, Dr. Hicks.
I'm home in Maryland. I am from Annapolis, Maryland. It's always really nice to be home by way of North Carolina. So today I'm going to talk to you about precision. Meticulously follow instructions. Everybody wants to be on the approved list. As a reviewer, we have that pile, reject, do not approve. Nobody wants to be there. When you follow instructions, that is a double-edged sword. Because if you follow instructions meticulously, you will be on the approved list. But if you're not following instructions meticulously, and that is the key word, you will get on that rejection list. Forward. When your proposal is rejected, boy, do you all put a lot of time sometimes in these proposals? It will be lost time, lost money, lost opportunity. And sometimes as a small business, you might not get back to it. It might be too much. So it is very important to be meticulous in following instructions. So, what is a key secret to following instructions? In my experience, there are two really important areas that you need to look at. Put a system in place. We all know that systems work, so put a system in place. I say look at the overall proposal package. That's number one. And number two, make sure that you are very clear at looking at the technical approach. The technical approach is often the essence of what you do. And when that goes through the proposal, when that goes through the reviewers, that has to be right. How do you get to that precision? I say you should read the proposal 6 times. Not once, not twice, but 6 times. And I have been a reviewer for many years. And believe me, I am picking up that proposal. When I get into my car, I have that proposal. I am looking at it. I'm looking at that announcement. And what I have learned is that every read is a different read. So some people are like, wow, read it 6 times. Yes, because each time that I'm reading it, I'm looking for something different. And also something different is going to pop out at me. So if you read it one time, you're not going to get it. So read 1. Read 1 is eligibility and capacity. So moving forward. If you're looking at eligibility, there's always a section on that announcement that lets you know if you have to have a 501c3. Are you supposed to be a small business? How many employees? 2 employees or less. One thing that you should always remember, don't waste your time applying for an announcement if you're not eligible. That's time, that's money. So make sure that you're eligible. Make sure that you have capacity to do a good project. If it says 2 counties, you need to have perhaps 5 employees. You need to make sure that you have the capacity to do the scope of work. Read 2. Now that you have made the decision to move forward, we're going to look at the big picture. So now I pick it up and I'm looking at what kind of project I am going to provide in order to be successful. Read 3. I'm getting out my red pen now. I'm getting a highlighter because I need to look at that proposal and make sure that I cover all of the points in that proposal. It's boring. It really is. But it pays off to read it, highlight it, go back, look at it. Read 4. I'm midway the proposal now. I'm talking to people. I'm gathering ideas. I'm gathering stakeholders. And guess what? Sometimes I'm going to move over here because when I'm talking to people, they have ideas. That sounds good. But if I don't have the proposal in front of me, I might veer off to the right, veer off to the left. So now it's time to go back and read that proposal again. Read 5. I am 3/4 of the way there. I definitely need to look at that proposal again. I need to look at that announcement just to make sure that I'm answering all of the questions correctly, I'm following instructions. You'd be so surprised how far off you can get if you don't have that proposal in front of you. It's almost like a goal. I know many of you were told when you're coming up, put that goal right in front of you, put it in a place where you see every day. Put it on the refrigerator, put it on the mirror. That's how a proposal works. And then coming into the final finale, now you have to look at really very minute details. Very minute details that can get you out of the competition. Did you sign the proposal? I can't tell you how many proposals we get. The work is meticulous, and there's no signature. So now that goes into the rejection pile. All that work. It's hard for us to put it in there, but we put that in there because it didn't follow instructions. The label. Put the proposal number on the label. Put the name of your company on the label. If that's not correct, there it goes to the rejection pile. So it's so important to make sure that you have that final read. How many copies? It says 3 copies, and we get one, and it has 1 copy in it. Oftentimes, agencies will tell you to do 3 or 4 copies, so they don't have to do it, so they can conserve. So it's so important to look at this area. The next area is the technical approach. The technical approach is an area that you want to wow the reviewers. Now, how can you wow the reviewers? Everybody wants to know how to wow these reviewers. What I have experienced is that you wow the reviewers by giving them back the language that they gave you. Did everybody get that? Giving them back the language that they gave you. This is not the time to engage in creative writing. Creative writing will get your proposal, people will be confused. They will look at that and say, what is this person talking about? So for example, this is an actual bid that we won. And I often find the technical approach piece to be a piece that is so time consuming, but it really pays off. So the bid instruction was, the contractor shall provide complete and efficient services as outlined below. And sometimes these run into, and you all know if you're looking at them, they may be 4 or 5 pages of instructions, but you have to go through each individual piece. The bid response. Ready maintenance will. Say that again. Ready maintenance will provide complete and efficient services as outlined below. Just that very small detail will wow the reviewers, because they're sitting back there and they're saying, man, this person they really knocked it out the box. So it's really important to do that, and once you do that, you will get your decision, meticulously follow